Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. It feels like a really important day to meditate and go within and feel that inner peace. Because if we don't have that inner peace, that connection to the divine within, that connection to God, source, all that is, this world can start to feel really, really empty and meaningless and pointless and sad and full of despair, really. Like if we are not getting that daily dose of inner peace, none of it really matters, right? Your house, your car, your image, your job, your belongings, your experiences, it only ever really feels meaningful if you have that inner connection inside of you. So definitely, I think the first thing to note is that it's so important to cultivate all of that. So it is a really peaceful morning here. I hear the birds chirping and all of that. But yeah, I also am well aware of all the shortcomings in my life. And when my mind starts to focus on that, my very wise part of me says, you need to go meditate. You need to go inside. Like it's probably not even in your best interest to get sucked in to all these outward idols, right? That we want to worship. We want to worship the career. We want to worship the ideal relationship. We want to, it's just things outside of us. And really what is so meaningful is the inner journey. So yesterday we did the 24th law, the law of equality is our analogy, and it was a doozy. Holy crap. Like it was big. So we actually don't have as big of one today. We're going to do law 25, the law of expansion. And then I thought we'd pull ourselves a tree. I thought that would be the right type of energy that just feels really good, grounded energy, stable energy. Don't you just want to be a tree today? Raise your hand if you want to be a tree. I definitely do. My day yesterday kind of whooped me. I went to take my daughters into town to go swimming, and the pool was closed, the indoor pool that we sometimes go to, and I don't know why, like it's always closed every time we want to go to it. It's so funny, like it's almost become weird. I guess I should call first. But we ended up going to an outdoor pool because they just had their hearts set on swimming so much. So I took them outside and yeah, I feel like we spent 2 hours out in the sun and it was good, but the water was freezing and I think it satisfied their need to swim there for a while. So that's good. Get that out. But while we were there, there was a girl who she started talking to me, and she said her mom drops her off there before her mom goes to work. I said, how old are you? And she said 12. And I'm thinking like maybe 12, almost 13, but still she said 12. And it made me realize that like I was like, oh, maybe I've been like I would never do that. Am I too overprotective with my children? but her mom drops her off while she goes to work her shift at wherever she said, I can't remember. And she has her bicycle and her phone, and she's at the swimming pool and the playground. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of interesting, but I was like thinking like, oh my gosh, like, are my kids going to be okay if they're alone in the evening? And now it's kind of like, I think a little message from the universe. Yeah, they'll probably be fine, since this mom drops her kid off at the swimming pool and says, okay, I'll see you around 5:30. And this was like at noon when I was talking to her. So anyways, we had a good time, but I'm wiped out today. So yeah, what a perfect day to like meditate, drink my dandelion tea, drink my ginger. Oh, I've been loving the ginger. It's really like purifying my gut in a way. It feels so good. We also pulled turmeric yesterday, so I have like some of my turmeric supplement. I'm gonna start taking that again just to finish it off anyways. And I do, every card that we pull, I do heed the message, and I do think about how to apply it in my own personal life. So let me grab my notes here just to review yesterday. The law of equalities or analogy, it touched upon so much, but my notes that I wrote down was as above, so below, as below, so above. So it was talking about how our outer world is a mirror of our inner world. And there is this love wisdom, this major linking agent in the universe. And analogy leads our mind back to oneness or enlightenment. It was all over the place. It even talked about this correspondence principle that enables discernment, intuition, hunches, and remote viewing. Any out-of-body experience falls under the law of equalities or analogy. The ethereal or dark matter or uncreated matter substance that pervades everything connects everything. And Earth is a school for practicing these laws of mind control. So that's why it's so important for us to get a grip on our inner landscape, our mind, our inner reality, because our outer world is a mirror of our inner world. And if we can master all of this, we can enhance our clarity of vision and our manifestations. And yeah, then it makes sense, like what's in us creates what's outside of us. So it was an interesting law. So today we're doing the law of expansion. And that to me, I mean, that makes sense because it's like, yeah, as we master all these laws and these concepts in ourselves and our energy and our vibration and our frequency and our inner selves, yeah, we expand. We know more about ourselves. We understand more about the world. We start to connect into realms that we couldn't hear before, and that directly relates to the plant kingdom and herbs and herbalism. You gain a lot of intuition when you can quiet down the chaotic ramblings of your mind, when you can quiet down that static. Then you go outside in the garden. You can feel the energy of the plants. You can sense what the plants want to relay to you. It's just like this different level connection, but the only way you do that is with a quiet mind. If you can't do that, then your herbal journey is kind of just confined or limited to books and hearing what other people think about herbs. But yeah, like once you get into this quiet space, you can connect with plants and herbs on a different level. That's sometimes hard to put into words, but your heart will recognize it and your heart will feel it. And yeah, you'll feel this oneness with the plant kingdom and everything. So let's see what the law of expansion says. Let's see if it has anything to do with anything that we were thinking. All right, so here's our universal law today. We're on law 25 of 105. We're kind of chugging along. I kind of feel like we're chugging along at this point. So the law of expansion. This law of a gradual evolutionary expansion of the consciousness indwelling every form is the cause of the spheroidal form of every life in the entire solar system. It is a fact in nature that all that is in existence dwells within a sphere. The sphere requires two types of force, rotary and spiral cyclic, to produce its own internal activity. The law of relativity, or the relation between all atoms, which produces that which is called light, and which in its aggregated phenomena forms that composite sphere, a solar system. It is also known as the law of expansive response, and its symbol is the flaming rosy sun with a sign in the center, a sign symbolizing the union of fire and water. The ray energy is expansive energy of the third ray, the adapting factor. That wasn't nothing like I thought it was going to be. So the law of expansion, this law of a gradual evolutionary expansion of the consciousness. So it's basically what's holding our solar system together, the law of expansion. Right? Wow, this is very sciencey. This one got very sciencey. So that's good, I guess, right? Got to keep that universe together. Got to keep that law of relativity, relation between all atoms, working, creating that light, and forming a composite sphere, a solar system. So there we have it, y'all. Thank God we're not in charge of it. Thank goodness we're not in charge of it. We're too worried about our petty little problems to worry about the law of expansion and keeping the universe together and everything working. So there it is. That's all we're going to do. And then we're going to be a tree. Yeah, I'm happy to be a tree today. And just stay grounded as much as we can. I'm supposed to go to ladies' night tonight. Right now I don't want to. I don't know. I just kind of feel kind of blah. But I want to take my blah and just let it mush into some inner peace. You know, stay kind of cocooned in a way today. And then maybe go pull out some weeds in the garden. My son mowed yesterday, so the grass has been tamed. It's like maybe go do a little bit of that. We'll see. We will see. What do you have planned for today? Yeah, just kind of doing what arises, what inspires us, following our natural desires. See what we're inclined to do. Maybe don't think about what we have to do or what we should do or what we're supposed to do, but maybe just see like kind of what we are inspired to do. All right, we got sweet orange reversed. An orange tree. I did not see that one coming. That's kind of fun. And on the bottom is the banyan tree, B-A-N-Y-A-N. So let's do these two trees today. Let's just do two trees. Let's keep it kind of simple since it's been kind of not simple with our laws of the universe and the drama that I've brought in, and it sucks. I mean, I think that's kind of why my energy is like pulled down a notch too. Like I want to get my husband a card that says, "Congratulations, we didn't even make it a week." Kind of like one of those deals, but I'm just too tired to get into it with him. I really am. All right, so sweet orange reversed. The sweet orange reversed. Oh my God, you guys. The inverse meaning says, are you feeling flat, bored, or listless? You guys, sometimes oracle cards just are hilarious, like always. Yeah, I am kind of feeling flat, bored, and listless. Okay, so the message is to inject more color into your life by seeking out interesting people, setting yourself some intriguing challenges, getting involved in life-enhancing activities, and spending plenty of time in the fresh air. So, yeah, my cards picked up right away that I'm just like, meh. Yeah, I totally feel like that. So, yeah, it says inject some color into your life. I guess. All right. So the sweet orange Deva message says, I am here to add zest and sweetness to your life. The fragrance of my flowers will lift your spirits and remind you of the beauty of life, and my luscious fruit will feed you, helping you to live each day to the full. So maybe I need to get into my aromatherapy cabinet in the powder room, bathroom, and bring out some orange oil today and either clean with it or put it in a little spray bottle and spritz it around, and just see if I can get a little infectious enthusiasm to be sparked within me. I know, like, usually a lot of times that is what I spread around. I am happy and I help lift people up, and it's so weird for me to not be even before I started this podcast, I was like, I don't know if I really have anything to offer anybody today, energetically, like maybe I shouldn't even. But this podcast is not just about, being happy all the time. Although I wish it was. It just is about being honest, and for me doing, going through my journey as honest as I can. But yeah, I mean, nobody really wants to feel this flat, bored, listless energy for too long. It doesn't add to that self-power. It doesn't add to that energy, that zest. It doesn't add for any type of excitement for life. So hope it passes quickly. I'm going to maybe utilize some orange today to see if that helps. So let's see what the banyan tree says. Probably saying that wrong. B-A-N-Y-A-N. Banyan. Let's see here. All right, so banyan is about anchoring. So while orange is about zest, or today it's just noting the lack of zest, the banyan tree is all about anchoring, just about being. So its message is that someone needs your emotional, moral, or physical support, even though they may not admit it. Gently let them know you are ready to help them if they wish, but don't encourage them to become dependent on you. So yeah, it's kind of like saying to me on a personal level, like, I guess reach out to your husband one more time, see if he would like your support. And because he's being a total fill in the blank. And my energy feels super zapped. But I don't want to blame him because, I'm responsible in charge of my own energy. So if I want to add more zest to it, that's up to me. But the Bayan Deva says, I can teach you how to anchor yourself within the world to increase your sense of being grounded. I have given shelter to people for thousands of years so that man, plants, and other living creatures can all survive together. And it really does have these amazing, I guess, are they mini trunks coming out of the branches? It says the Bayan is easily recognized because of its remarkable habitat of sending aerial roots down into the soil, where they become additional trunks that support the ever-expanding canopy. Eventually, the complex network of extra trunks enables a single tree to spread across several acres. What? That's crazy. A single tree to spread across several acres? I'm going to have to look this up. This Ficus bengalensis, this Bayan, B-A-N-Y-N tree. And I want to see a real picture of this. This can provide invaluable shade and shelter for scores of people at a time. Yeah. Is it Banyan? Is it Banyan? Maybe it's Banyan. Banyan. What was I saying? Banyan? I was not respecting that letter N. I think it's Banyan. The Banyan is sacred in India, and the Vedas and Upanishads associate it with Brahma, the immortal god of creation. Both the bark and leaf buds are used in Ayurveda to staunch bleeding. So this is the national tree of India. It's amazing. And it does bear figs. I don't know if that means the figs that you eat even. My God, this is like the perfect tree that... Wow. I want to just read the inverse message. Are you clinging on to something that feels safe more because you are alarmed at the thought of being without it than because it gives you pleasure? Try avoid holding on to people, possessions, or situations for fear of losing them. So the banyan tree is basically saying, like, anchor yourself in nature today, release your husband, and let me teach you how to be grounded. And the sweet orange is saying, like, let's get some life injected into your blood, please. Oh my goodness. Let's go back to the sweet orange tree. It is also native to Southeast Asia. And the orange is a beautiful but tender plant. And in temperate climates was grown in glass houses known as orangeries as a display of the owner's wealth. A story from Spain tells of Mary, Joseph, and the baby Jesus finding an orange tree that was guarded by an eagle. Mary asked the tree for an orange. The eagle promptly fell asleep, and the Holy Family received 3 oranges. Oranges are high in vitamins and minerals, but are treated with caution in traditional Chinese medicine because they are thought to increase hyperactivity in children and aggravate skin conditions. And a lot of the citrus oils, do seem to make your skin more photosensitive, for sure. So, very interesting message, a little Jesus shout out. I'm still reading my Jesus book at night, and I read it at the pool yesterday. So I'd love to finish it today. I'd love to wrap Jesus up. But the last thing that I remember reading last night was like, we really need to like just follow our inner guidance and, see what we're drawn to do, see what we're inspired to do, and let our life be guided that way instead of just falling into, the 40-hour week machine. But of course, that's what has enabled us to have houses and stuff. Like, it's so interesting to read these books that are suggesting one thing that just goes so against like how people survive, in their day-to-day life. So anyways, let's end. We end in this. Let's end with some of these little affirmations or quotes from the Flower Whispers from Tina T. Ames. So definitely simple message today. Get grounded, get more zest in your life, especially if you're feeling flat. If you're feeling flat, let's get some zest, some orange zest, literally. It really is such an uplifting smell. Don't you just love it when someone peels a citrus? Smells so good. And Banyan is saying, let's ground our energy so that you can create this sheltering essence for yourself, for your life, for everything that's important to you. Reach out, branch out, root out, not branch out, root out. Root out and get, seriously, when we do our anchoring visualization, it's always just one root. All these aerial roots that they send down become trunks again. So it's like a tree that's acres. What? That's like a whole acre big. That is just so crazy. All right, so here are our affirmations. I put them face down. We're picking 2 of them. Right, as above, so below, as above. Let's see what the Flower Whispers have to say. The first one says, be gentle with yourself. You are so worthy. So be gentle with yourself. You are so worthy. Sometimes we can just be so harsh and just sort of sharp. So be gentle with ourselves. We are so worthy. And one of the worst mistakes you can make is to think you're in charge. Oh my God. That's funny. One of the worst mistakes you can make is to think you're in charge. So maybe that's just a message, to tell our ego to get in the back seat. Okay, get in the back seat, ego. Like, we can't ever get rid of the ego, not while we're in these bodies. They are essential for us to navigate, for the most part, this reality. But it doesn't have to be what's thinking it's in charge. And that's what a lot of these books are always telling me. Like, we think we have to make things happen. We have to force things to happen. That's what ego does. Pushes things around to accommodate what it thinks it wants or what it thinks it's best. And one of the worst mistakes we can make is to think that we're in charge when actually our soul, our higher self, the will of God's in charge, kind of. Your higher self, think of it that way. Maybe that's what's really in charge, not our egos. Maybe let's get into our heart space. So yeah, definitely beautiful message today, to ground, to enliven, to be gentle, to think that we're worthy, and tell our ego to get in the back seat. So get in the back seat, ego. You just can't be in the driver's seat anymore because you're just kind of complaining and noting what everything's wrong and bringing the energy down. So let's let the heart drive for a while. Let's let the higher self take the wheel. Let's let ourselves be guided. Let our true self shine. So connect with that energy within today. Find that peace. Find that love. Find that light. Do some meditation, get outside, find some light, find some zest, find something to be excited about, connect with some orange today, and just make a real conscious effort to send down your energetic roots, like the banyan tree. And hey, you don't have to have one root, you can have many roots, you can have many trunks, you can have a whole acreage of grounded energy around you. Think about that. Think about how it would feel to have a whole acreage of grounded energy around you. So yeah, for sure, so many great messages today. Be gentle with yourself. You are so worthy, and don't make the worst mistake of thinking that you're actually in charge. So hand it over. Hand it over to Spirit, hand it over to God, hand it over to whoever you want to hand it over to today, and just take a little break. Take a little break to get grounded and feel peace. So ego, get in the back seat. We are gonna have a day full of peace and love and light and kindness to ourselves.